New Zealand?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, love Slade, really do. 16 away from 12 o'clock, it is 25 degrees downtown. 2 over our high of 23. Knew we were going to get there, but still not satisfied. I think we can go a little better, maybe about 27 degrees by about 5 o'clock. Monday, February the 4th, and believe me, absolutely elated right now to go to Vancouver and meet up with Gregory Ould. It is an absolute pleasure to meet you, sir.
It's an absolute honor to be on your show.
You know,
How are you doing, Greg?
look, I am absolutely cock-a-hoop to be able to have a chat to you because, believe me, we've been following you now for a number of years and what you've been doing with the Blanket Society. We're going to get right into that and have a chat about that. And also, we know a few of your friends, we really, really do. They've been told a few stories too, by the way. And just wondering though, and this has been taking my attention ever since I met you, what the heck is it the mum's drinking?
Mom, what are you drinking there?
Red wine.
Canadian?
I don't know.
We think it's a Canadian red wine because British Columbia is known for its beautiful brilliance in red wine and white wine and ice wine and all that kind of stuff. So,
Well,
I'm going to open a beer soon. So,
you're like me, but I tell you what, I have some of the best New Zealand wine here. So if I receive one from you, I'm going to send you one right on back because believe me.
That's wine.
Done.
Done, Grant. We'll send you some wine.
Nice, because believe me, we have some superb wine made here, especially down the Marlborough, down in the South Island of New Zealand. And believe me, we absolutely love our good wines here in New Zealand. We really do. I thought you would. Okay, fine. Sorry, just one of my staff members having a chat to me at the same time. Now, let's have a chat about this because this, to me, my friend, I think you're the humanitarian of the year for Canada this year. Believe me, we've been following you for some time and we absolutely love what you do. Now, excuse me, you're the executive director of the British Columbia Blanket Society, and I'm going to dig into what that means in a minute. But you've been doing this now since 2005, and you by chance came across doing this with your son Ben, and if I remember right, you came across a homeless guy and asked him exactly if you could help him. He said, yes, please. So you went out and bought a blanket. This is the birth of the Blanket Society, am I right?
It is Blanket BC, and by the way, Grant, the BC in Blanket BC actually stands for Beautiful Communities. What it means is if you go out and give yourself to others and you provide warmth from the heart, you create a beautiful community.
You know, I got to agree with you. I really, really do. And you and I have similar likes, to be very honest with you. I get behind a lot of causes here in New Zealand as well, and we really, really do. And there's some worthwhile ones, I got to admit with you, especially the breast cancers and stuff like that. We love to get behind those. But also, just last weekend, we were trying to educate people on the particular drug, methamphetamine drug called P, and we had a walk around our town in protest of that. So we do get behind causes all the time here. They've got to be worthwhile, I got to admit. And I think yours is absolutely supreme. We also get behind stuff like suicide awareness and other different causes here in town. And believe me, suicide here in the town that we're in is like being in the capital of suicide in New Zealand. It really, really is. It's quite ripe here. So we like to be able to talk about these things all the time. Now, at the same time, this cause of yours, the Blanket Society, has gone from strength to strength. Tell me about it.
Well, I mean, in the very beginning, like you had mentioned, coming out of a movie theater, I saw this guy on the street, and I happened, make eye contact. And a lot of us go past people that are on the street all the time and pay them no mind. But we made that eye contact, and I couldn't let it go. So I went up to him, and somebody asked him, is there anything I can do to help you? It was October 15th, 2005. And it was cold, but I didn't think it was that cold. But when he told me he could use a blanket to survive the night, that's when I was like, oh, okay, that's everything? Geez. It hit me. It hit me really hard. So I went out and I got him, I went out and got him a blanket, gave it back to him, and no words were spoken. But I do know that something within was deeper than anything I'd felt before. When I got home later that night, I talked to my young son Ben about it. He was 22 months old at the time. And he was up late, and so we decided to have a little play date, you know. And I told him this story, and he just seemed to stop what he was doing and fully be intent on what I was speaking, what I was saying. And when I asked him, I said, "Man, wouldn't it be kind of cool to be like Batman and Robin? But instead of fighting crime, we're fighting homelessness. We're fighting loneliness. We're providing warmth from our hearts." And that's kind of when it dawned on me that this could be something special. And he's like, yeah. You know, I had this big, fat cheeks, blue eyes that are like sky blue. And my heart warmed, and I knew something was going to build. And we started collecting blankets, and we were very small, like 67 that year, but the following year was like over 1,200, or over 2,000, sorry. And then the following year was 15,000. And it snowballed into what we now call Blanket BC Society. And we have, you know, a fantastic member of, like, board members that are, you know, just terrific. They work really hard at what they do. We have blanketeers that have been supporting us from day one. And, of course, we have the little guys, the Warmth Warriors, who, by the way, that name, Warmth Warrior, was actually given and bestowed to us by Stan Lee, the late great Stan Lee from Marvel. And, you know, we've now hit well over 400,000 blankets to date. We're over 200,000 articles of clothing. And, of course, the awareness that we've been able to bring and support to other organizations has been immense. And we couldn't be more honored and grateful to be able to be there and help others. So the fact that we're able to reach around the world, literally right around the other side of the globe, to New Zealand, to you beautiful Kiwis, who the Maori people are just unbelievable. Your history is so rich of warmth and kindness and love and family united. You know, it's an incredible country, and I'm honored to be able to be on your show and speak to you wonderful Kiwis. Seriously, I'm truly honored.
Well, Greg, I got to be honest with you. We too are very honoured to be able to make contact with you finally after following you for a number of years now. Now, at the same time, it is by sheer chance Wednesday, Barbara, I'm going to give you a day off. It's New Zealand Day, Waitangi Day here in New Zealand, which commemorates the signing of the Treaty of Waitangi, and peace was bestowed between the Pakeha, which is the white people, and the Maori here in New Zealand, and we love to be able to celebrate that. I got to agree with you. New Zealanders are family. They really, really are. You can get family anywhere in the world, but not like you have here in New Zealand, especially the Maori people. I absolutely adore the way they treat their families. I really, really do. And of course, when there's difficulties, they stand by each other. They really, really do. And when there's times of sadness and sorrow, we all stand by each other here in New Zealand. So I fully thank you for your kind comments about our people here in New Zealand. I've got to agree with you, I really do. Now, at the same time, Greg, I want to ask you, because this has been pretty much funded, and everything you've been doing so far has pretty much been out of your own pocket and your own efforts and everything like that. Why aren't you a paid charity?
You know, I think honestly, it was my choice. A lot of reasons, laziness being one of them, to be honest with you. The other is, in full disclosure, I'm scared.
I find it really, really difficult to believe. I mean, look at what you've started here. This is absolutely phenomenal. You're my hero, and really, you're scared? It comes down to basically filling out the paperwork, talking to the right people, and making this movement a little more attractive to governments that are going to pay you copious amounts of money to be able to do this. You're absolutely just the man that everybody in the world needs to have.
I appreciate that, Grant. And on that, we will be applying this year. We've actually I'm very proud to say, working with our local MPs, my constituency, Seamus Heffernan, who's an awesome writer, by the way. He's helping us out, and we are going to be applying within the month, and I'm really happy about that. And who knows what's going to happen. I've got to have the right people, though. I got to have the right team. You don't have the right team. You don't have the right people that are helping you perpetuate the vision that I've had. It's really tough sometimes. So I want to make sure that we're on the right path, because who knows? Blank BC New Zealand could be coming soon, right? I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to create an organization that can go worldwide and far-reaching. I mean, we've helped villages in the Philippines. We've handed out over 10,000 blankets to a specific village, along with medical supplies. We've helped out organizations and orphanages in Zimbabwe, and through my friend Trish. And you know, it's really cool to be able to say that we've been able to do that kind of stuff. You know, when you guys had your really horrific earthquake in Christchurch, it killed me, because I had friends who had lost family members there, and I felt helpless and almost hopeless. And I can't believe I didn't do anything at that time. It's mainly because I think I was focused on other things. But if it ever happens, you can bet your ass Blanket BC will be there, and we will help out. We will be ever reaching to our wonderful families in New Zealand.
Well, I got to let you know, Greg, that is a wonderful thing to say, and I want to be on the ground floor when you decide to come to New Zealand. I really, really do. I want to be a part of this, and I know our staff want to be a part of it as well. We've been talking about this for, oh God, how long, Barbara? About
18 months.
18 months? A couple of years? Yeah, absolutely. We really, really have. And we can see a use for this not only here in New Zealand, but we broadcast to 63 different countries right now, and we can see this as a global thing that is warranted. It really, really is. I think this is going to be huge for you, my friend. I really, really do. Now, at the same time, I know that you know a few people over there that are friends of ours, like Washboard Union, for instance, Dave and Aaron and the boys. I've seen the photos. Even the heels, you know, great girls, those ones. You know what I mean? What we need to do...
I'll tell you, the Washboard Union, the heels, Dwayne Watson, Chris Buck Band, Roland Trainwreck, my buddy Jesse runs that way. I tell you, they're all fantastic artists, man.
So, what we need to do then, Greg, is we need to put a festival together. Let's make some money so that we can make a global awareness. What do you think? You've got some of the... I mean, you've got literally the Washboard Union inducted into the Hall of Fame. These guys are, you know, just absolutely stunning, can pull a crowd from everywhere in the world. And we're trying to get them down here, down under in New Zealand as well. So why don't we put a few festivals together, make the awareness that much larger. Now, at the same time, maybe you might be interested in talking to a friend of mine whose name is Frank Moomer, coming out of Jacksonville, Florida, who has the late night television show there. And let's get some awareness really happening for you. What do you feel?
I'd be down for that. I'd like to go to Florida for a talk show anytime. Any day of the week, twice on Sundays, man.
Absolutely. And of course, you've got to take the good lady with you, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Tamika, you want to go? Yep. She's like, yep.
Yep, we're in. Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll get Barbara to set it up for you, to be very honest with you, because he is a very, very close friend of mine, and very proud to know the man. He does the Latuno late night TV show in Jacksonville, Florida, and he loves to get behind good causes as much as I do, to be very honest. And this, I think, is warranted. I really do. So I'll have a chat to Barbara, make the wheels start turning for you, my friend, and let's get this thing rolling. At the same time, I can't wait for you to move into New Zealand with this particular cause, because I see so much of it happening around the country, and believe me, I travel up and down the country so often, it's not funny, especially in our biggest city like Auckland.
Well, I'll tell you, Brett, let me stop you there real quick. First and foremost, you have to be inducted as a blanketeer. So, because we're live right now, all across the world, I'm going to indoctrinate you as a blanketeer. So you're going to get you and Barbara are going to receive the very coveted Blanket BC. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can.
And the new ones are actually going to say blanketeers instead of volunteer, because we love the name blanketeers. And we'll give you about maybe 25, so you can get some extra friends, and maybe we can do a little blanket BC blanket drive in New Zealand, and who knows, maybe I could fly out and say hi.
I
Cool.
would love that, and I feel honoured. I really feel honoured with this. I really do. I'm actually going to give my production manager saying she wants to be a part of it, and she wants one as well. Always love the lanyards. I really, really do. But I tell you what, I'm absolutely honoured that you would include us here in New Zealand, and believe me, this could be a start of a very big thing. For not only Canada, we love Canada, and believe me, if you have a look at the list of artists and the people we talk to coming out of Canada, it's absolutely wonderful there. But we also love New Zealand, we love Australia as well, maybe not as much as we love New Zealand, but we can fit something in there.
You guys are always like butting heads and stuff.
Yeah, well, they just can't play rugby, that's what the problem is.
All Blacks all the way!
Absolutely, and believe me, it's been 30-something years, I think about 37 years since they've had a decent piece of silverware in their cabinet. It's a little dusty, let's put it that way.
I want to talk really quickly on, just back on the homelessness. I was doing some research prior to our interview, and, there are over 40,000 Kiwis that are homeless. That's 1 in 100, right? 1 in 100 people that are either living on the street, living in their cars, and we're also talking about families. So it's homelessness is caused by multiple things. One, poor institutions, okay, family issues, mental health issues, which turns into drugs, sex, and other, crime and whatnot. The important thing is understanding and being empathetic towards people and not looking down. We can't look down on people. Even if they're hardened criminals, you got to look at how they got there. What can we do to get them back on the right path? I know a few people that probably made some poor choices back in the day, and they've turned themselves around. One of my good friends is a singer, you know who he is, did the same thing. And he's written about a lot of his stuff in his life. And that's what makes this human being, I think, exceptional and very special. And if I may plug, at our AGM, which is our annual general meeting, Dwayne Watson is going to be performing at our AGM, and be that special guest speaker that we need. And it's all about change. It's all about creating positivity through change. So I'm really honored to know Dwayne, I'll tell you.
Greg, I just want to cut in there because since I met Dwayne, and believe me, I am absolutely honored to meet a man like that. I have so much respect for Dwayne. He has been beyond honest with not only myself, with Barbara, and with Terry, my wife as well. And we see his career going through the roof. We really, really do. We love his music. We always have had a lot of time for Dwayne. And also Karen, we can't leave out Karen, his lovely wife, believe me, stunning lady in her own right. And I think he's online right now following us. So we better be careful what we say about Dwayne. We really do. But, you know, he is a man that I admire, much like yourself. I really admire what you do. Yes, we've all made choices in our lives. Not all of them have been the best choices. And some of us are still going down that wrong road. And that's basically why I was involved in the anti-drugs thing over the weekend as well. You know, it's all relevant here in New Zealand. Now, I was going to give you a few stats, but you beat me to it, to be quite honest with you, because New Zealand isn't immune to this. And I am so pleased that you've taken the time to be able to have a little bit of research about New Zealand as well, and the wants and needs, not only of your own people and your own country, but other countries around the world, New Zealand being no exception. And I thank you for that. I really, really do. Dwayne, love you, by the way. Don't, you know, you're my man. You really are. So pleased you're on with the BCCMAs. The Lindas will look after you. At the same time, I'm talking to one of your number one fans besides myself, of course, Gregory Ould here. And I know that you two are big, big fans. Now, I want to know, Greg, you mentioned that he's going to be live on stage entertaining, and I want to know where this is. Where are you going to be holding this particular gig? You're going to have millions of people turn up now.
Well, that would be great. We can only hold up to 50, 50 seats. But hey, if there's a lineup for it, that's great. We'll do a lottery to get people in. But it's actually going to be held at the Heritage Grill in New Westminster, which, by the way, New Westminster, British Columbia is a great place. It originally was supposed to be the capital of British Columbia before they decided to make Victoria the capital. So it's a beautiful city. Both my children, Ben and Emma, were born in that city. So it's a real central location right off the SkyTrain, and it's a great little venue in the back. They got a nice little stage set up, and it smells a little funky, but that's part of the charm.
Yeah, that's pretty much like my wardrobe. I can get 50 people in there and it does smell funky as well. I got to be honest with you. So I can relate to that. I really, really can. But at the same time, what are you looking for when you are holding this particular gig? Now, I gather that you're looking for new volunteers and new people to be able to take this and contribute not only their time, their energies and everything about it, but possibly to run it with you at the same time. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, basically the AGM, which usually, you know, I've been to AGMs before and they're boring.
Yeah.
Really boring.
Yeah.
Okay? Ours is not. Ours, I've always had a guest speaker. We've already had, like, I think about 5 or 6 Olympians. Last year, we had a 3-time Olympian, world champ and world record holder Brent Hayden, who's also actually a native of, he lives in New Westminster now, but he's from Mission, where I own a home. And tall, beautiful, gorgeous man with an even more gorgeous wife, Nadina, who's an amazing singer, by the way. You need to have her on the show because she's incredible. Lebanese, oh, amazing. But, you know, when he came out, he inspired so many people. You know, it was about accepting failure. And, you know, you can move on even further and do greater things by accepting failure. And I'm honored to know so many amazing people like yourself. But to have Dwayne come out, he was supposed to come out last year, but he was very, very deathly ill last year. So I promised to bring him back. And I'm so happy that he's going to join us because, you know, he means the world to me. He really does. And, you know, him joining the BCCMA, I think is going to propel his career and really take off. And I'm really, really happy and excited for him. He's amongst other people that are going to help mold him and teach him and get him to where he needs to go. He's got a dream, and He's living proof. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you have a dream and you want to do something,
Nice.
create a goal, write it down, and just take action.
Yes.
Just do it.
I really agree with you. Words of wisdom coming out of Gregory Ould right now, because I kind of been in the same boat myself. I've been working for other people all my life, even though it's been doing radio and doing engineering and stuff like that. I've been around the world a number of times with different bands, and not only working with doing live band stuff, I've been doing recording stuff as well. And I listened to Dwayne when I first heard it, and I thought, you know, I like this. I really, really do. Had no idea about the guy himself or his age or anything about him. I just listened to his music and went, hey, listen, I want to know more about this. So I got in touch with Barbara. Now, and this is quite factual, to be very honest with you, Greg, we get between 30 and 50 bands a day that want to be interviewed, want to be promoted, do all this stuff, even wear the t-shirts, stuff like that, which is actually a subliminal message. When people watch these interviews down the track, they go, who's Craving Strange? I better go and have a look. And before you know it, they've got 90,000 fans that they didn't intend on. So when I first met Dwayne, I thought, you know, this is really cool. Sent it to Barbara. Barbara looked at me and she goes, what are you thinking? And I'm saying, I'm thinking I want an interview. And she goes, let me talk it over with production. Production and Barbara usually argue like cat and dog about music, but they've got to cut it down to a certain amount. Then it goes to our board. Our board goes through it, and that then comes down to maybe 1 or 2 interviews a week, if you know what I mean. 3 at the most, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 3 at the most. So out of 50 plus a day, and I'm
That's
talking 7
tired.
days a week, we come down to 3 interviews. And then we put all of those interviews aside for special people like yourself, which is, believe me, our honour to be able to do so, because this here is important not only to Canada or to British Columbia, but to the rest of the world, to know that there's action being taken by people like yourselves, good Samaritans like yourselves, out there, and it's not a hopeless world anymore. We have hope in people like yourself. That's where I put you on that pedestal. I really, really do. I think you, sir, need to be awarded all the accreditation for what you're doing, not only from your own country, but on a global scale. I really, really do. That's how I feel about you, and I hope that everybody gets behind you and makes this thing a worldwide movement. Now, how do we get hold of you? Have we got an internet that we can give out? Are you on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all of those as well?
We're on all social media platforms, and people just need to go to www.blanketbc.org, and it would be great to hear from listeners from all over the world. If anybody wants to set up a Blanket BC somewhere, whether it's Timbuktu, if that still exists.
It does. It does. I know it does.
Christchurch, Auckland, anywhere, and anywhere in between, it would be great. And if I do come out to, and no, not yet, but when we go to New Zealand, I want to bungee jump from that very first bridge where they started bungee jumping. Because you guys are nuts.
Yeah. Believe me, I would be honoured to throw you off a bridge, sir. I really, really would.
Get your number. There's so many. Famika wants to throw me off the bridge, too. My mom and dad have been waiting for years to throw me off a bridge.
Well, I tell you what, we'll take the video and send it back, absolutely. But I will get in line behind Tamika, absolutely. But we know Mr. Hackett, AJ Hackett, and we would be honoured to be able to take you down to Queenstown and be able to do that. There's a number of other absolutely heart-wrenching innovations that they have. But having said that, you're not Australian, so we will attach the bungee.
Love it, love it. And I'm going to make a promise to you. Tomorrow morning, I am going to send another flag, Canadian flag, to you guys so you guys can put it up. I'll make sure it's signed, autographed, and you guys can put it up there. And I would be honored if you put it up. And I'll be, along with, of course, a lot of Blanket BC swag that will come your way as well. And if I may, I want to give a great, huge shout out to my very good friend and brother. His name is Sean Williams. He's from Ewing, Virginia. I know he's probably listening in right now because he loves creeping me on Facebook. This guy is a genius. He's going to be joining our board of directors, and I couldn't be more honored to have him as part of our team. I've known him for about 6-7 years now, and I think he's an incredible human being, and I know he's a fan of yours. So I just wanted to give a big shout out to my buddy, who's an incredible actor, and I want him back here real soon. So I miss you, seriously. And to my two real brothers, David and Andrew, I love you guys. I miss you. It's been years since we've seen you, so I'd love to see you guys and your kids soon too.
Nice. I absolutely love that. And Sean, from me as well, a big shout out to you, and keep up the good work with Gregory Ould here. Now, at the same time, Gregory, somebody had a little whisper in my ear that you're not too partial to having a sing-up of the national anthem at particular games and stuff. Tell me about that.
Oh, well, yeah, I am an anthem singer, I guess. I've been singing for 3 years now, and my daughter Emma got me involved at her school to sing the national anthem there, and her music teacher, the music director, Frank D, Mr. D, took me under his wing, and he really wanted me to perform. So he got me auditions, and I won every audition I went into, and I ended up singing for, Whitecaps. I should be at the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah.
Should I sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl? Yeah. So I enjoy singing, but I sing for Whitecaps. I'll be singing for the Vancouver Giants, and hopefully the Canucks this year. Toronto Argonauts, got big organizations that it would be great to be able to sing for. And if I can learn Maori, I will sing. When I come out your way, I promise to sing. I think one of the most romantic anthems is your national anthem. I think it's one of the most beautifully written. I actually thought it was a romance song, actually. I was like, wow, I'm just blown away. And it's partly sang in Maori and English, and it would be an honor to be able to sing for you guys. Like, Oh Canada. Oh Canada!
I love it. Absolutely love it. You got some good lungs there, that's for sure. At the same time, I'm just pointing out that we have a space for your flag. We've been reserving that particular space now for some time. My poor receptionist has spent day after day, almost a year out there, hounding the hell out of our posties and our delivery people, wondering where this flag has got to. So maybe it's turned up somewhere in China. You never know.
I think the Aussies have it.
Yeah, that would be it. Intercepted. They're good at stuff like that. They really are. As long as they can keep intercepting all the refugees, though, I've got to be honest with you there, because it's a longer way by boat than it is to Australia than it is to New Zealand. And believe me, some of those boats would hardly make it to Australia. So they would never make it down here, down under, unfortunately. It's just a fatal fact. So we're happy that the Australians are receiving these people. We really, really are. They're looking for a new life, much like all of our heritage. Anywhere in the world, if you have a look, it's based on immigration. It comes from everywhere, it really does. Look at the Americans coming from, the English coming into America, and it's gone everywhere. Unfortunately, England are sort of getting it, in the ear right now because they opened the doors to everybody, and everybody decided they were moving in.
Canada is known for. I mean, we're based on immigrants, and we've accepted it, and we've in a lot of cases, I love immigrants because I just love people. I think we're all one people. So if we're going to be accepting to those who want to do good in our country, then why not? Why not join the family, right? So, I think refugees. I'm a huge John Denver fan. I don't know if you ever played John Denver, but Falling Leaves is a song that he wrote based on writing about the the homeless, and people who are, misplaced around the world. And it's an incredible song. It's one of my songs I wake up to remind myself of how lucky I am and how lucky I am to be able to help others.
Yeah.
So if you ever have an opportunity, play that song for me, and it'd be great.
Absolutely, Greg. I'd be very honoured to be able to do that for you. We do have the song, I've been told, and we do play it here in the old school files that we play after 10 o'clock before the shows at night, if you know what I mean, and from midnight through until 6 o'clock in the morning when I start. And well, actually, I'm here about 3 o'clock in the morning anyway, so I hear a lot of the music. I really do. You'd be surprised, my friend. Sometimes I'm here for anything up to 42, 50 hours ongoing because of different computer problems that we might have. And being the leading IT here at the moment, which I'm volunteering to anybody else who wants to take it. Believe me, they can take that particular job, especially when the company calls them up at 1 o'clock in the morning and says, "You're down, can you get down to the office?" Yeah, nobody's putting their hand up too quick for that one, so I have to do it. And that could literally sometimes, because our servers come in from England, would you believe, so it could happen at any stage, and we've got to get our butts down here to make sure that the service coverage is up as soon as humanly possible, and that's taking into account dealing with countries rather than dealing with different rooms. You know what I mean? We can do our own service and everything in different rooms that we have here, but our primary is actually coming out of England, so you've got to take the time difference into account at the same time, and they can go down at lunchtime, their time, which is basically midnight for us.
Wow.
It's a pain, because the rest of the staff say, "No, Grant, you go for it. You go ahead and do that. We'll see you in the morning." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's just part of the job. You got to love it, don't you?
Yeah, it's part of the job. You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, there's usually between September and March, I don't sleep. My average sleep pattern is about 3 hours a day. Just because I have another job on top of Blanket BC, which is not a paid gig, right? So I'm doing 50 hours a week Blanket BC, and then I do my regular 40 to 45 hours a week with Canada Line, which is a train system. It's a public train that goes from the airport and Richmond all the way down Vancouver. It's a brilliant system. And, I mean, I might be a little biased because I've been there for 10 years, but everyone that comes in from around the world, including New Zealanders, they love it. They love the fact that you get from YVR Airport to downtown Vancouver within 25 minutes, for under $9. It's fantastic. Amazing. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying.
Nice. Well, I've got to let you know, and believe me, I found this out the other day, which absolutely cracked me up. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with McDonald's. I'm pretty sure you would be over there in Canada. And
I don't eat McDonald's ever.
Right. Well, we are quite partial to a bit of McDonald's here in New Zealand, I've got to be honest with you. And a young lady that was standing behind the counter had a couple of Canadians come up to her the other day. I know her personally, and she goes, "Would you like a Kiwi breakfast?" Well, the first guy says to her, "Isn't it illegal to kill and eat Kiwis?" And she sort of looked at him, and the other guy goes, yeah, he sort of smiles and goes, "I'll have a small one."
Oh, you're funny. You're funny. I love the flightless birds, barbecue style.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. But who says Kiwis can't fly? We have our own airline.
Yeah, that's true.
We really do. International too, by the way. We're not too bad.
Great. I'll tell you, I've met some great Kiwis over the years, and you got some amazing actors that come from New Zealand. That I can't remember the kid's name, but he was in Star Wars. He played the young Boba Fett, and he was such a good actor. I forgot his name, but I met him. Just a terrific guy. And who else is from New Zealand that's uber famous?
Well, how about Sir Peter Jackson, who made the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
And I auditioned. Here's a little trivia. I actually auditioned for The Frighteners.
Really?
It's one of the good. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that movie. I really do.
I would have loved the movie if I was in it, but I will still love it because Michael J. Fox, another Canadian, Burnaby boy, just literally 30 minutes from here, is in the film, and he made that film fantastic. Same with Lee Emery, or L.E. Lemery, or the old, curmudgeon guy. He just passed away, that guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
Now, I've got to let you know, where we are right here, and you're going to love this when you come here, you and your good lady, is about an hour and a half drive away from here. Is actually where they made The Lord of the Rings, Hobbiton. And it's open to the public. You can go and have a look through the place and see it actual, in live and living colour. You can touch it, you can smell it, you can feel it. It really does exist. It's fun to go and have a look. So when you come here, we'll make sure that we pass you through that at the same time. Now, having said that though, Greg, I've got to ask you, are you up for a bit of a challenge?
Always.
Always. Love this, I really, really do. Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
No.
Mum's chiming in the background, that wine's working.
The Super Bowl is on right now, and they just played the national anthem. My mom said, I think you said it was good, but not nearly as good as my anthem? No. Not as good as mine. See?
Nice. Well, I hope you're not going to be watching Maroon 5 at the halftime show. I hope you're going to switch over and watch a bit of wrestling or something.
Oh, no, I like Maroon 5. Come on, what's wrong with Maroon 5? My dad's a big fan of Maroon 5.
John Denver came down from heaven to sing the song.
Oh, John Denver. Okay. Nice.
Right, everybody.
Yeah, they met me already.
Good recovery, Dad. Good recovery. I love that. I really do.
What's your challenge? Tell me about this challenge.
What's my what? I'm sorry.
Challenge.
Your challenge. You said that. Well,
what's my challenge? Well, I was going to ask you if you've ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub. Now, a hoo-hoo grub, you must have heard of a caterpillar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is a caterpillar on steroids. It's like a double-decker bus to a mini. It is huge. It really, really is. It's big. It's white. It's got a black head. And what you do is you put the live body in your mouth. You bite off the head. But when you crunch down on this, it's like tasting creamy peanut butter.
I've actually heard of this grub. I think Bear Grylls bit into one and goes, oh, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He eats everything. But I would bite into a live grub and eat it live.
Nice. Nice, because we do that to everybody that we bring into the country. We really, really do. All of our bands and everything is part of the traditions here at Galaxy, to be able to just share a little bit of culture that we have done in the past. And I think some of the natives are still doing it, to be honest, including me, even though I'm not a native. I come from Phoenix, Arizona, to be honest with you. That's where I was born. But I was brought up here in New Zealand. So I got a New Zealand passport, I got a driver's license, I'm a Kiwi. But having said that, what I'll do is I'll get Barbara to pass you on the instructional video of this, and believe me, you got to wonder though about the guy handing you a bowl of these white wiggly things. You just got to wonder about that guy's mentality sometimes, what's going on here.
I'll tell you something. If it's native and it's tasty, I will eat it.
Nice. Well, believe me, we have a wild foods thing we do here in New Zealand. A couple of places in New Zealand do it, and we'd love to be able to coincide that with your visit here in New Zealand when you do come here. And we'll try and work something out there, because believe me, it's a once in a lifetime. Let's not miss it. Let's give it a go and challenge not only ourselves but our minds at the same time. It's always fun to watch people's faces, especially usually the wives of the artists. It's sort of, you can see them taking 10 steps back really quickly. You know what I mean? It's
I don't think I would hesitate. I think I'm just like, ooh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Give me more. Have the ketchup.
Yeah, well, I was talking to one young lady not so long ago, and she's a big fan of tequila, and I says to her, well, you must have eaten the worm at the bottom of the bottle, right? She goes, yeah. I says, well, this is like maybe 10 of those all wrapped up in one. She goes,
It's a meal.
Yeah, she said to me, has it been marinated? I says, no, it's still kicking.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
the look on her face was, well, I'll give it a go. I'm going, yeah, okay, sure you will. That'll be an avoidance number for sure. Anyway, Gregory, unfortunately I've run out of time right now. I'm going to have to hand it over to the other studio. But please keep in touch, my friend. We want to be able to follow you more closely with this. I'm looking forward to the care package you're going to send me that we are going to receive this time. I really, really am. And from myself and from everybody on Facebook, especially Dwayne, thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. And believe me, from all of the homeless people around the world, we think you're a hero. We really, really do.
Sure.
So please keep up the good work, my friend, won't you?
Well, thank you very much, Grant, and thank you, Barbara, and thank you to all of your amazing listeners from around the world, especially those in Kiwi land. I love you guys. I can't wait to come out and visit, and big shout out to all my friends who are amazing artists, including Dwayne Watson, and I love everyone, and most importantly, please, hashtag spread the warmth.
There you go. I love that. I really, really do. So, Greg, please have a great day. I love to all of the family, your good lady, and mum and dad as well. I know it's not so warm outside, so please take care on the roads out there, won't you, if you're travelling anywhere today. And believe me, some places, I was talking to one guy coming out of Calgary, wind chill 47 below. You can have that. No, thank you. We don't want that.
You had that in Toronto.
They have that in Toronto, but nobody cares about Torontonians, so. City of the universe? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, and enjoy the game too, folks. Believe me, it's going to be an absolute blinder. I know that. I hope your team wins.
Yeah, well, I think we will, and I'm having a little filthy, dirty IPA just for you guys. So there we go. Cheers.
Nice.
Kiwis. God bless you guys. Stay warm.
That's Gregory Ould right here at Galaxy 107 FM and the Blanket Society.